How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines with me, CityZilla, and in this episode we are going to be building out a rural city. I'd gotten a suggestion for one, and after thinking about it, I thought it was just such a great idea. I really like the idea of building little farming communities or just small towns kind of along the highway as you come into the city, and going back in time a little bit when before cars and before a lot of the current mass transit options we have, the main mass transit option was trains. And so cities would actually develop around train stops. And this is why you get a lot of older towns, and even still towns these days that, build up around like a centralized train station because the train station was their mass transit, their public transport. And so they would just kind of build up all along the train station. It was just so that they could be close to it and travel if they needed to. And it's only been in modern day history that it's kind of changed to where, like in America, we really don't use trains for much except for cargo, which is kind of unique to the United States. I wish that we had more passenger rail. We do have it. It's just not something that, at least growing up on the West Coast, it's not at the forefront of our mind. Like, oh, we're going to take the train. Whereas, like in Europe, I know it is. It's an easy option. It's viable. It's a great option a lot of times. I've been in Europe and I've taken the train from Paris to London. It was fantastic. I thought it was really nice to have. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. And I kind of identified this option right here, mainly because this is fertile land, and I wanted to really do like some farms and stuff in here, and maybe even go back to say that these farms were here before the city built up and they kind of just built this freeway in. And I think it's just going to kind of give a cool look for this area. And so let's go ahead and dive in. And so first off, we're going to pause, and I want to, we actually, I was going to delete some rail, but I don't think we need to actually. We will instead come in here, go to our roads, and I do want it to be kind of lined up with the rail line, and so we'll go 2 out, and then let's see if we can fit in just the standard train station. I like the standard one because I feel like it's more of the traditional train station, even though it is still kind of modernized a little bit. And so I do want to create quite a bit of space for this, and so I think we're going to come out here. Just because we spent so much time kind of separating the rail lines, I want to kind of do that, and we don't need to focus on the other way because I'm going to turn inner city off for this, and it's only going to be a local line. And then I think as we expand this direction, we'll actually keep it a separated line so that we could have 3 lines right here. And this line does connect right there, but so then we'll just have 2 up here. But maybe we'll even extend the inner city line up there as we move, but we'll see. I think this is good for now. And so let's come in here, and I think because of the rural nature of it, I could do county roads, 2-lane country road. Maybe we'll do that. That could be interesting, because haven't really used too many of these, and so I think this could be cool. So we went 2 out. We'll come over here, and then I do want to find a location. Maybe we'll 1, 2, 3, 4. One more out, because that's on a hill, and I would really like to get the zoning as close to the hill as we could. Come on. I messed up. I'm just going to go back and delete it, and then we'll come back in here. So we'll go... Yeah, that's better. I was kind of hoping for something even a little better than that, but I think that works. And then we do need to come in here and fix this guy back up before we forget. And then I'm not going to do anything, really crazy over here. I really just want like 1 row of farms. I think that would just be really cool. And then we could even do a bridge over here. I think we will... I don't know if we'll use this as a bridge over there. Maybe we'll just do this as the farming kind of community. It's just I know that they're gonna need access. Just gonna kind of fill in this space. I think this is gonna look really cool. It's gonna kind of fill in this whole area with farms. And then so what I was thinking for right here, I wanted to do like you see a lot in older cities, that kind of like main street and then like even a square in the middle, and we have the clock tower unique building available, and I thought it would just be really cool to maybe put it at the end. So if you were to look down, if I can find it, yeah, right there. And so we'll probably put that at the end. And so I want these to be separated enough to create kind of their own space. I think that's going to be too far. Yeah, that's going to be too far. So we'll go like right there. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I think that's good. And of course this one got lifted off the ground. I think, you know what, I don't know if the country road would be used in this one. Maybe we'll just go to regular roads, because I feel like these would at least be basic basic roads. Because this would kind of be like a little bit of a town. We'll see. Maybe we'll go back to that. I think doing the whole farming side of it and with the country road is great, so maybe we'll just go to like right there. But then I think for up here it would make sense for... Yeah, there you go. And so now we can put in some landscaping in there, and it kind of creates a little bit of a space. But what I did want to do as well is actually come back in and then delete 2 sections of it and then create like a park. So we'll probably do a roundabout, and then I want to put one of the big parks right in the middle, one of those huge ones that a lot of times you just have to make sure to design the area around it. Yeah, it's this guy. So we will come in here and try to get it right in the center. Yeah, there you go. And then that way it kind of provides a little bit of contrast, but then we can connect the paths up and everything, and it'll just kind of look cool, almost like a city square. Yeah, there we go. And so now once we do some landscaping and everything, it'll just kind of be a little bit of a roundabout, but then also we'll connect the paths up, and I think it's going to be really cool. And then for this guy, what I was thinking is to create, maybe we'll go one out on either side, and then we'll actually come in here, and we can make this one a roundabout too. I think this kind of messes it up. Maybe we will actually change that back to a regular road. I think that makes sense, because this is already kind of a roundabout. I don't want to do it on that side too, because it's going to mess up this road. Yeah, we'll do that. And then, so we'll come into our clock tower and then put this guy right in the middle as well, and I think because it's an odd number, we are going to have to move it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's like right lined up with that light pole. Yeah, there you go. And then what we could do, maybe we could do like some 2 plazas maybe. Let's see how that looks. That might be kind of out of place. Let's see if we can just level this guy out just a smidge. Yeah. So, I mean, they still would have done grading back in the day, just not mass grading like we do these days. And so you know what, I think that looks okay. I think, having the tiles right next to it, it kind of blends in a little bit. Like maybe when they built the clock tower, they were trying to create a little bit of a space as well, and so I think that looks good. Yeah, you know what? That looks pretty good. And then we can just do some paths around, and I'm just going to use the regular path to start off with. And then let's come in here, and I want to use something a little nicer with some lights and maybe some benches and stuff. Hey, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. And then, because that's the regular, I wish you could upgrade the paths in here. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, there you go. So now we got access. There's not a whole lot of access to the park, but maybe we will go into node controller and actually create. You know what? I think we'll actually do roads off the side, because then that's going to put in the crosswalks anyway. So yeah, we'll do that. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Yeah, there you go. And then maybe we'll make that front road just commercial. Yeah, I think that could be good. So that we can actually have a little bit of a setback for the commercial. And put some paths and stuff in there. And then we'll probably, because it's, you know, an older city, I think we're just going to do basic little grid patterns. They're functional, and then this is actually, you know, would have been designed before traffic really became a major issue for cities and so. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. It's a little more planned than I think a city like this would have been, but I think it's functional for what we're going for. I think it's going to work out well. I think we will do that. That empty space was kind of bothering me. Kind of funny. I was initially planning on just doing more of a basic grid, but because the little town square is there, I think it looks cool. A lot of times, I mean, in cities like this, like I was just recently in Salem, and there's not really a whole lot of, like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in terms of the city grid. They most likely just designed it to be functional, not to be like this, except they do have a big pedestrian walkway in the middle, which was really cool, but it's a city before cars, and so it was designed around walking, and that's where you get a lot of that, whereas modern day cities are designed more around cars, and that's why they tend to be more sprawled, and why you even get things like neighborhoods, and that's why, I mean, the walking cities tend to look a little better, because everything's just a little closer, and it's all because it's just designed around walking, you know. A lot of European cities are like that, but in America, especially in the West, a lot of the cities became big after cars, and so you only have small sections of the city that were designed around in pre-car era. And so let's go ahead and do services first. And so I think I'm going to do the services on the main road down here. I think that would make sense. And so we'll probably just put them all right next to each other. And then we could do, maybe we'll do a crematorium. And then, you know what, that's probably good for our basic services over here. I was kind of hoping to do something a little better, but it's actually in the way of our potential expansion. Maybe we'll move those. Just this one, the clinic. I think if we just move these right here, make a little more sense. just because we want to leave room for us to potentially grow that out. We can zone some stuff in, but I don't want to get too crazy on that. And so let's go ahead and put in some water. Alright, and so now we just need to worry about some sort of road access. We do have the train, but because, especially with this whole farming community over here, we would want to put in some road access. And I think we're actually going to plug into the freeway over here. I could just connect it up right there, but because the toll's right there, I don't really want to do that. And because we have this community over here, and we are planning on expanding this as well, I think if we did a road maybe coming up here, maybe we'll delete this little corner and just kind of have this follow the shore. Yeah, I think that would probably be good. So we'll go like that, and then use the picker mod, choose that, go back to unmodded, go to freeform, and then actually just follow this around. And then I'm gonna go ahead and draw on the bridge first so we can make sure we get it where we want it to be. Yeah, you know what? I think that's good. And I do want this to... It's going to be a kind of a turn, but... I think it would just make more sense like that, because we don't really want... Yeah, you know what? I want it to plug into this road down here. I think we're gonna kind of move this around. I think I'm gonna go to the small 4-lane road. We'll follow this out, but then we will begin to curve it. Yeah, there you go. I think that's good, and then that way it avoids the whole residential kind of community right here, and then we can actually just upgrade this to the 4-lane, which would probably make sense anyways. This is our kind of our main drag. We did just mess that up though. I want to keep that the country road. Okay, and so let's go back here and connect this up now. Don't know how I feel about that. I think we're gonna make the curve a little less pronounced. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks a little better, and then I'm just going to draw these in real quick. Alright, and so now we have a little bit of access. Oh, we just got to connect this road, which they probably would have been okay had we just left it, but I would rather connect it up. Yeah, there you go. I did mess up a little bit of the zoning, but it's alright. It's all in the name of progress. All in the name of progress. And we could even extend the residential zoning. I think we're going to leave that for now. You know what? It's so funny. I keep looking over here. So we keep having these huge traffic delay issues. And I had came up with an idea to put in just a couple light freeway connections here, which would probably be the best bet for right here. And so I think we're going to do it before I forget. So we're actually going to do it from here, and then I'm going to just have it kind of follow this and then connect up there. But then I'm going to go ahead and move this to a 2-lane, and then what we're going to do is have this branch off and then actually turn into a tunnel to go to the other side. I could definitely see this being a thing, especially for a high volume industrial area like this. It would be smart. Yeah, there you go. And then I'm still going to do the same thing with the 2 4 lanes, because we do want to create that on-ramp lane. It's not fun in real life. If you just get dumped onto a freeway, it's actually kind of dangerous. especially for slower vehicles. And so what this is going to do is provide just a little bit of access. That's kind of funny. We definitely need an episode where we just go through and kind of fix up some random stuff like this, because I try to leave intersections alone until they're really needed, because a lot of times the end game mechanics can work out really well if you don't mess with them, but whenever you do have issues, then it kind of makes it a little easier, like, oh, I can just go through here and fix all these, and then wham bam, you're good. And so we're gonna go ahead and do that. There you go. And it'll just take a second and they will start to figure it out. Hopefully. Oh yeah, look at that. They're already taking it. They're like, oh man, thank you. Now we have another exit, finally. We don't have to wait in this hours and hours of traffic. It's funny, I had thought about that a while ago. I was like, you know, it'd be really smart to just put an on-ramp right here, especially with our new interchange right here. Now all these trucks in here can just hop on the freeway and pretty much get wherever they need to go. But then it's going to really help this tunnel, because especially the ship harbor's down here, and so this is a heavily traveled route. And you can see, I mean, it's just crazy. It's backing up so terribly into this whole roundabout. The traffic in this roundabout gets pretty bad too, to where I was kind of thinking it would be smart to maybe do a slip lane, so that if people wanted to just take this right, they could actually take the slip lane and then go that direction. And then we would only allow them to turn right. But then it would kind of help to divide up the traffic a little bit. You can kind of see some of the cars. Like that car right there. He turned right and turned right. And so if we did the slip lane, then they would have been able to take that. Alright, and so back to what we were doing. So now what we want to do, we have water. We don't have electricity yet, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I do want to paint this guy in, because I want all this to be farming down here. And then I think what we're going to do is the European suburbia, because the growables that you get are kind of more rural-ish. They look more just like regular homes rather than the kind of more futuristic homes you can get in low density in the vanilla, the default theme. Which, I mean, they don't look bad, but they're just a little less rural, and so I think the European suburbia is the way to go. And so we'll come in here, European suburbia, wham bam, and then we got that. We'll go in here, and then I think we're just going to plop it all, because what I'm going for is that look right next to the highway. Yeah, I think it's just going to look so cool. Like you're driving in, and you got all the farms right there. So, alright, and then I think we're just going to do low density. Oh, so before I forget, we have one park, but we still need to do schools. So let's go ahead and we will do one elementary right there, one elementary right there, and then let's do the high school maybe on the main street somewhere. I would like to put it in a centralized location. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, though. Maybe we will do... Let's see if the library fits over here. Maybe we'll do the library right here, and then we'll do the high school on the other side. Yeah, because then it kind of splits it up. Like these people get the library benefit a little more, and then these people are just a little closer to the high school. I don't really know if it's going to affect the game a whole bunch, but... And so we got services, we got schools, we have a park. Let's go ahead and just put in a couple smaller parks too. Maybe we'll do some of those dog parks. I really like putting those down. So yeah, if we put down... I'm thinking just... I was thinking the dog park, but I don't know if the dog parks would actually fit into this area, since we're trying to go for like an older community, I guess, but so maybe that would be cool. We'll I don't think having them across the street from each other would be super functional, but maybe we'll just do that, and then maybe we'll come up here and mirror it. I mean, dog parks are nice, and so it is a nice amenity we have. And so maybe this is just going to be a blending of old and new. Because, I mean, the road layout already is not very old. But this area was really what we were trying to go for in the first place. And so I think it's pretty good. And so we are going to zone it all now. And I think what we're going to do, we'll come up here and we're going to zone these commercial on the little main drag. And then we are going to do some path networks before we forget. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good for a path network. And so I did make a mistake here. I don't want to zone in this middle section here, because we are going to keep that kind of like a promenade with some walking paths. And so I think we will come in here again, and I want to choose a location in the middle. There we go. So right there. To be a bridge, but for some reason, you know what? I think that could actually look interesting. No, I don't want it to be like that. I'm just going to go in and wow, there you go. Perfect. And then we'll come in and put in some trees and stuff. I do want to zone all this just so we can get it growing, and so let's come in and I think we'll just come in like this. I think I'm gonna avoid around right around the parks, just because I want to put in some landscaping. And so we'll go like that, and I think we will do. Yeah, we'll put some zoning around the school. Maybe we won't down here. Let's see what it looks like. And then I think we'll leave that empty, and maybe we'll actually do these ones as offices too. I think because I feel like I'm missing a path here. Yeah, there you go. And then yeah, maybe we'll do offices right here. I think that would be good. Yeah, there you go. You know, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe we'll put these in his shops. Yeah, there you go. Nothing too crazy. And we left some room for landscaping, which is really what we're trying to do. Missed another path here. Yeah, there you go. Nice. We got some nice path networks. And so let's go ahead and unpause it. And we do need to figure out something for the power. That should be good. Yeah, there you go. And it will connect over time. And so I do want to do some trees. I think because it is an older area, maybe we will. I mean, I use those compers so much. I don't want to just constantly use them all the time. But they're such great trees, especially for these type of settings. Maybe we'll find like something a little bit more slender. I think this one, the just generic tree large. It's part of a pack I got. It just says unknown. But I think it's going to be good, and it's going to help to make it just a little bit different. Or we've got to go in and change the paths away from these little basic guys. Maybe we'll do that real quick. And I'm going to do one of these with the... I think I like the one with the wooden benches if we can find it. Yeah, you know what? I think the trade school has a little stone bench, but then it has little trash cans too. I think that's going to be good. Yeah, there we go. It's just got the little stone bench and then the nice little trash can, but it's got these lights, which is really what we wanted to go for. It's nice having lights. I do think maybe for this road, this metal road, I want something tree lined. So maybe we'll do something like this. Because I think tree lined roads can look really good. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks a lot better. Maybe we'll put in. I like those trees. I think they look good, and they're more of a landscaped kind of tree rather than the compers. The compers are definitely more of a natural tree. So I think for this middle section, we will actually go back to the compers because I do want to create some nice little landscaped areas, but. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks really good. I think we'll even mirror it on the other side. Just to give a little bit of contrast. We'll probably just come back through and put in some foliage. And I do want to remove just these little random trees that are kind of messing up our whole vibe. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. You know what we did forget while we're doing this? I forgot to set up the train line. That's pretty important. We did this whole thing in hopes of using this train line. And so I do want to utilize this far right one. I guess it. So we'll do that. Yeah, far right one. There you go. We'll come out here. For some reason the far right one's just not used for inner city as much, and so yeah, there you go. Look at that. Perfect. And they're all happy. And then we're just going to come in here and turn off inner city trains. And then now what I'm hoping is we'll put in some trees. A lot of people start using it. Yeah, like I mean, all these people they're like, oh, I was gonna leave the city, now I have to go to another train station. They're probably pretty upset. They're like, how dare you? I was standing here and you changed the policy. You couldn't even wait till I had already jumped on the train. I'm sorry, guys. I was gonna do like some office zoning down here, but I think, I mean, you know what? Having commercial down here would. Let's see how this looks. Is this gonna look? So got the train station. You know what? I think having zoning is gonna look just a little bit better because this would be such a hotbed for activity. I think putting these trees here would be a waste of valuable real estate. Yeah, I think what we'll do is put in some light commercial. I think that would be good. So we'll do that, and then we'll do that. And then that way we'll get just a little bit of commercial in here, which will be good. And then we got some office space. And then we had chosen the European suburban. So yeah, look, you get these little hedges in here. And these are more like, I mean, standard houses. You got a little wall. And it's kind of funny. They put it as the European suburbia, and then the American suburbia is like condos and stuff, which I mean you do get, but you still get a lot of houses that have these little walls, and so these, I mean, look a lot like American suburbia homes too. I kind of wish they had. I hope in the next one they expand upon the themes more and kind of add in some more cool stuff. So yeah, we still got some commercial available, and so I think this looks pretty good. Oh man, these people are hurting for not enough workers. Yeah, once these people grow in, then it's going to be good. And then how's this area looking? How's our traffic looking? It's not too bad. I think maybe we'll add in 2 lanes here, because I can already see the writing on the wall. This is going to be pretty busy. I was going to put, we'll do the elevated piece. Yeah, there you go. Because in that way, at least, there's a dedicated lane. It's always smart to do that if you can. And then we got this whole zoning down here. Did we mess up? I think we did. Yeah, we didn't. Oh. Poor guys. They're like, we just built. Just like the trains, this whole section. These people are upset. I mean, they were waiting. But at least now, I mean, look at that. These people are already coming down. Let's check that line. Because I was not expecting this many people to be taking this. So let's go ahead and look at that. I mean, this is our first train line. Look at that. 60. I mean, two should probably be good. What's this guy waiting for? Yeah, maybe we'll just do 3. Because I feel like if we did 3, we could just make sure that there's no people waiting for an excessive amount of time. I just don't want to over-congest our train lines. Even though we do have it split and it is functioning, the last thing we want to do is create problems just by creating new lines, because these trains still do have to stop. Like, this one's crossing over, and so both of these now have to stop because that one train, and now this one's got to stop. But they're still moving. We actually did a pretty good setup with this. I like how that came out. If you're interested in that, I'll go ahead and throw in a little link in the top right corner for the episode where we worked on this. It was really cool. We deleted the whole line, and came out really well. I liked that episode a lot. And I think, you know what, I really like how this is looking. We're getting some upgrades. We got some issues with not enough workers, but it just as, you know, it takes time to grow, especially with the city being this large. Okay, so I let the game run for a little bit, and as you can see, our park is on fire. This is a brand new park. The city just built it, and this is what happens. All these people are just standing here waiting. Going to the dog park. Going to aquarium. Are they waiting for like a taxi or something? Information. Yeah, they gotta be waiting for taxis, I'm guessing. Just the one. It's kind of an odd location to wait for a taxi, but these people are all waiting to go to the dog park, and they're like, it's on fire, maybe they can put it out and I can still walk the dog. Who knows? I really like how this turned out. We're definitely having some issues with not enough customers, not enough employees, but it will balance out. I like the European suburbia. I think this is actually part of the... Yeah, these little theaters are part of the University City. I'm not sure if the European suburbia actually... You know what? I think it's just residential, yeah. And so for these ones, we're just getting the regular assets. Like, these are actually from the University City, but you don't choose those. They just kind of come in. But I like how, you know, it looks... So CityZilla. Yeah, CityZilla, 5 p.m. That's funny. That's the first time I've ever seen that. It's like CityZilla. But I like how you can see the clock tower. I think this looks really cool. This was the kind of look that I was going for. Big center square, kind of symmetrical, like rounded area. Just kind of makes sense. I don't know if it is as historical as I was originally thinking, but I was just going for that whole train town. And I think we definitely succeeded in that. And as we can see, this train stop is pretty popular, which is great. And what I'm hoping is as these buildings level up, which should be coming, so I feel like we got, our land value should be pretty good in this area. It's pretty good, especially as these begin to level up and our education starts to rise, then the land value should go even further, and then more employees will be over here, more people will live here. But then we still need to expand out this area, and so we're probably going to do that on the next episode, work on that just a little bit, just so we can fulfill some of these needs, because we're having some issues with not enough workers in quite a few areas. It looks like we missed a little bit of a water spot. But then we also have, some various issues around the city, some random stuff, things that can kind of mess up your city, like off ramps and stuff. Like this is one that I had identified before. Let me see if it still is a problem. Yeah, so for some reason this off ramp, I think when we were building it or something, it just didn't lay down properly. Maybe I had anarchy on or something, but it actually doesn't function, and so. Yeah, there you go. This should fix it. It's kind of funny. This is something that I had caught a few episodes ago, and I was like, what's going on? And I even played around with it a little bit, and then I just forgot about it. But for some reason, and we built this kind of wonky interchange a while ago, for some reason nobody's ever been able to get off here, which is really terrible. This is one of the best off-ramps for this off-ramp, and so, yeah, look at that. Now people are... They're like, yay, now we can finally use it. Because, I mean, they would have to go all the way down here and then drive back, and so now this is faster for them. Yeah, look at that. Now there's a ton of people. I wonder if that's going to help out with traffic on this intersection. And so let me know what you think. If you're interested in some more road layouts, go ahead and check out this video, and I will catch you on the next one. Oh man, look at this. Everything's just burning down.